Time to go ride in Wisconsin style. Cold out. It's only going to get colder tonight. It's supposed to get down, I think they said, to 13 below tonight, and I think even colder the next night. See in a picnic table how much snow we got. Look at this window. You kind of see it's, I don't know, we probably got a good, I don't know, foot, maybe 14 inches of snow. And it's the heavy wet kind. Finally got the driveway at least somewhat cleaned up. It came down so heavy and wet that it kind of turned to ice. So there's a layer on there that's just tough to get off. But the sun pops out once in a while and it helps melt it a little bit. But we'll see. So this is our project. This is a bike that I had bought, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago off of eBay. It was being sold somewhere just south of here, about an hour south of here, by a guy. It was all original. It's a 1975 Honda XL175, and it was all original. Only had 5,500 miles on it, and it had been in the family for like 30 years. And he was just getting rid of it. It had some charging issue. So I didn't expect to get it really. I put a bid on eBay, $900 for it. And I really didn't think I was going to get it. I thought sure somebody would outbid me, but it ended up, I won the bid and brought it home and rode it around a little while around the farm here as it was. And it was a good running bike. It did have that charging issue. I just threw a battery on a charger and then I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. And I decided to just take it apart. And so when I took it apart, I decided to, rather than fix the 6-volt system, convert it over to 12-volt, which is really pretty easy to do. But as you can see, it's completely different. I took the whole thing down to the last nut and bolt, sent everything out for powder coating, the frame, even the pegs, and the exhaust system is still the original exhaust down to this point. I cut it off because the muffler was rotted out. The muffler kind of ran up the side like that. And I just put this megaphone muffler on there with some baffling in it for the back pressure, and got rid of the air box, just bought a filter to put on there. And I did all my own wiring, got rid of the battery, and I went with the capacitor style setup, which works really well. Since there's no electric start, it's just kick only. You don't need a battery for starting it. You're going to kick start it anyhow, and once you kick start it, that sends power up to the regulator rectifier. It's mounted under there, and then that puts juice into the capacitor and sends amperage and voltage right up to my fuse box here. And the blue wire here is my ignition coil. It sparks right off, and she fires up every time, like first kick. So works great. The capacitor helps keep the lights from flickering at low RPM. It does a good job. This is a signal light flasher. Just a main fuse, sort of a fuse to protect that guy, and then the power coming in for the regulator rectifier comes in this first one. It's got a larger, I put a larger fuse in there, and then it just gets distributed out to various different places. So that's my coil. This would be backlighting. The gray runs to my flashes, so that's signal light. This is brake lights, the purple. One goes to the front handle, one goes to the rear brake pedal. White is your headlight. Grounds, all the grounds kind of come back to here. And I mean, there's a fair amount of grounds that come back. I got a couple from the rear. This is for the regulator, and then I think I got 3 wires coming in on this one for grounding of various things up front. I think we're gonna change all of this stuff. We got 18 gauge wire throughout all this, and I think we're gonna go to a 14 gauge wire. I've had the 18 gauge wire break in various places. Only one time it left me stranded. It was actually this coil wire up where it meets the coil up under here. It broke, so it left me stranded. And I thought, it's pretty light wire. It's good enough for the power that this bike puts out, but I think 14 gauge would just be a more robust wire. It would last better. So did a couple other things. We got rid of the tachometer. The tach that I had next to this was the wrong gear ratio anyway, so it wasn't reading right. And I said, let's just simplify it. We'll just go with the speedometer. And the headlight that I had on here was huge, so we got rid of that and bought some different mounts for the signal lights. This stuff is just on here. It's not tight for sure yet, but so we changed that out. I'm looking to get a different brake cable for the front, because the one that I have was really long. It was the original one, but it was really long because I lowered the front end 3 inches. And I think I lowered the back 2. But that cable stuck out kind of obnoxiously, and so I'm looking around to see if I can get a different cable manufactured for it, 6 inches shorter than the original. So anyway, that's our project for the winter. Me and my youngest, he likes to wrench on things, and he's learning. He's learned about the charging system. He's learned about regulator rectifiers, how they work. He's actually drawing up the wiring diagram, because I just kind of did it willy-nilly, and it worked good. But I said, let's see if we can draw up a nice wiring diagram that matches what we really truly have. So he's been doing that on his computer, and it looks like it's turning out pretty good. It's fun. So yeah, anyway, that's my winter. I know I haven't posted anything on YouTube for a little while, just because there's no riding going on around here. It's too much snow. So let me know if you guys have any projects. We'd always like to hear what you're working on. And I was actually kind of hoping to make that my project this year, my street glide. Doesn't really need anything. It's just, little maintenance stuff that I'd like to look into. It's got 30,000 miles on it this year, or not this year, total. And there's some stuff like the cam chain tensioner I'd like to look at, and a couple other little minor things. But maybe in the spring, I'll get that up on the rack and we'll look that over. Someday I'm going to take this Sportster and turn it into something unique and different. But for now, I'm just enjoying it for what it is. I have a feeling that's going to be my youngest bike when he gets old enough to drive one. He likes that bike, so. Any other bike, the Sturgis, well, that doesn't really need anything. I put 1,000 miles on that bike last year after I bought it. I had one oil leak pop up, but I fixed it, and I just kept running it just to make sure everything's working good on it. I put it up for sale once. I had a couple people sort of interested in it, but then I decided, nah, I'm not going to sell it. I'll keep it. It's unique. You don't see them very often. I think they only made 1,600 of them. Actually, no, it's 1,546 of them they made. This one's number 1211. And it's only got 14,000 miles on it. You've probably seen it on one of my other videos if you've watched my videos, but it's been a good bike. And I actually put it in a show once, and it got first place. So I was pretty happy with that. I wasn't expecting that because there was actually some other bikes that I thought were really nice. But I think the guy who was judging the bikes, he knew the rarity of this one, and he could see that it was in excellent shape. So he voted for that one, and I appreciated that. It was nice, but definitely the other guys, a couple other bikes that were sitting next to it were very nice. So yeah, anyway, let me know if you got any projects going. What's going on this winter? See if anybody's planning any rides in Wisconsin or wherever. I mean, winter's long, but it'll be over before we know it, and people will be heading to Daytona and Laconia or whatever, all these different rallies, and or just getting out and enjoying the back roads of their hometown area or state. I don't really have any real plans. I know on Good Friday I'm doing a pizza ride with my hog chapter. And what else? I might do a couple more rides during the summer where I lead some rides, but I'm hoping that this year I can get together with some of the chapter members and ride with them to places, but it's tough. I don't have a lot of vacation time, and a lot of guys like to take off on long weekends that go into the week, and I can't really get that time off of work, so I'm a weekend warrior. So anyway, hope everybody's having a good winter, and hopefully it'll be over soon. Hopefully we'll get back to spring and get out there and enjoy the roads. Get out and ride. Winter's depressing to me. But anyway, thanks for watching, and drive safe.